What's going on, everyone? Dave here. This is my month 21 investment portfolio update. It is December 24th, Christmas Eve. So, for those of you that celebrate, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. I wish I could be coming to you here with better news, but similar to last month when I did my portfolio update, this month was very similar. Just when I thought it couldn't get any worse, we went from 126,000 to 101,000. We are now sitting at 86K. So if we all got shit kicked last month, then this month we really got shit kicked. So with all that being said, things are pretty somber when it comes to Bitcoin and crypto right now, but ultimately, I'm still maintaining a level of positivity, and I know we will pull out of this dive over the next coming months or over this next coming year in 2026. All right, so without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So my monthly contribution this month was $500 towards Bitcoin. So I put that in right when it wasn't exactly at 86K, which is where it's at now. It was probably around 92, right at the beginning of December. So $500 into Bitcoin, nothing into NVDA. And guys, this is just a friendly reminder. Over the past year and a half since the halving event, we've seen a ton of projections in terms of price. And I was one of the people who thought it was going to hit $200,000 per Bitcoin by the end of the year. There were others who were predicting 250K, 300K. Boy, were we wrong. All right, and there were a bunch of people that had leveraged options on Bitcoin and were totally wiped out. So for those of us that are just buying this stuff and putting it in cold storage, we'll be able to recoup. It's just going to take time, and I'm with you guys. This year has been a total disappointment from January of 2025 till right now. All right. We've gone into the negative. We've gone into the negative. So, um, this is one of those make or break moments, not for Bitcoin, but for investors, right? Are you willing to stick to your dollar cost averaging plan? Are you willing to keep purchasing Bitcoin when it's low? Because when you buy it here, all right, and eventually Bitcoin goes up, that's when you're going to get your returns, okay? Apologies for that. You most likely hear my son crying in the background. So my current portfolio value, okay? I have about 133 shares of Nvidia at 25K, Bitcoin zero point 0.3 at almost 27K, but we'll call it 26,800, and we are down 6.8%. Let's round that up to 7. So for from October to November was a 9% decline. From November to right now here, Christmas Eve, we are at basically a 7% decline, excluding, I have profit taking. That's incorrect. Excluding what I contributed. Okay. So total portfolio value is at $52,361. Oops, that's from an old deck. This is the last slide here. So I've been doing this since April of 2024, and we are now in December of 2025. So I did take profits. Okay, I took profits um, right at the end of, or it was basically the beginning of November. But those profits, it was because I had moved back to the country where my son was born, and I'm with my family now. So I'm going to recoup that from my contribution that I just made in the beginning of this month and then also next month. Um, but yeah, guys, we're taking a beating. And I'm not going to lie, when I produced this graph, it did make me feel a little better because I was like, all right, when we look at big picture here, we have definitely gone up. And although this does include my monthly contributions, you can see when I had my wedding gift in June of 2024, my severance or bonus I received in August and September of this year, 2025. Even with that aside, guys, like most of the returns I've made are from the market itself. It's interest. So I checked this morning, NVDA, I have like 150% return. That's generated $15,000 for me. All right. So that does not include any contributions I've made. That's just profits I've made from the market. So the returns I've made from Nvidia by far outpace what I've made from Bitcoin, but I'm still in the positive from Bitcoin because I started contributing there heavily when it was between 50 and 70K. But mind you guys, I did take a pretty big gut punch when I received my severance. I put part of that towards Nvidia, but I put the vast majority of that into Bitcoin, and that's when Bitcoin was priced at like between 110 and $115,000 per coin. So, um, last thing I'll leave you here with, guys, Nvidia's down a little bit. The market in general start to improve, but crypto is down, and every time we get up to about 90, 92K, it plummets down to the upper 80s. And all I want to do is ask you this. Can you tell me with confidence right now that you believe Bitcoin and crypto are dead? Do you believe Bitcoin dies at $86,000, right? And that may go for some of your favorite altcoins as well. Do you believe it ends here? Do you believe it ends at 100K? I certainly don't. All right. And having the 4 year cycle, I think most of us were misled by that. And I think it's no longer just about this community. It's also about other factors, global factors, governments, all these different things. Okay. So Bitcoin's going to have its day. You just have to be patient. All right. And that's one of those things for me now. I was sitting at 62K, took 2K in profits. I was at 60. Now I'm down to 52. At one point, I was barely at 50. I was $10,000 down from where I was at the beginning of October. So you just got to stay positive. And I know for a lot of you, again, you're disappointed. Hang in there. All right. This is all we have. So if you decide to ditch this, if you decide to pull out of the market, you're really going to be kicking yourself in a year, 2 years, 5 years down the line. It's better to leave it in and just let it grow for you because we're going to recoup from this. Anywho, I hope you enjoy the content. Like, comment, subscribe. Merry Christmas and see you in 2026. Peace.